can still see it?
Everything's cool.
All right.
Well, it's showing up on the viewfinder. Man, do you want to change chairs or something?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you got to say when you start one of these. You got to go, hello and welcome to another video from the only channel that you need and not on the survive. Current apocalypse would actually enjoy it. And today's video is just me talking to my brother. This is my brother.
And this is my brother.
And we like to talk every week, but we only talk in person once every 20 years.
About that.
Yeah, not exactly 20 years because we don't really keep track of it. We've been trying to figure out all day when the last time we visited was, but we were able to figure out that we ain't talked since before Hurricane Katrina, which was 12 years ago.
Yeah, about that. Maybe 10.
10 years ago, 11 years ago, something like that. I think it's been over 10 because I remember thinking I've been sleeping on the porch and using a composting toilet since Katrina, and I remember when I hit the 10-year mark saying, man, that's a long time to go without going to the toilet. Oh, this is my baby brother, by the way. I'm 2 years older than he is.
Yeah.
But I look way younger than him just because I I exercise and eat right and lift weights and all that kind of stuff.
Same here.
Yeah, but we were just at the restaurant and we went up to get our senior citizens discount, and a lady that was taking the money thought we were lying because of my hair. Said that the hair really threw me off. I said, like, what, you mean the part that you could see through or the part that's white?
And then he decides to sit in front of a slot machine and say, hey, look. And didn't put no money in and said, hey, look at all these buttons. I'm going to win something. And then all of a sudden this lady comes over, yeah, can I help you? It's like, well, I'm just sitting here waiting for my mama.
She says, can I lean over between you and that machine and turn off the service button? I'm like, I look down, there's a button. One of the buttons I pressed said service. I was like, I wonder what that means.
Well, we found out we got service.
Yeah.
And then she sort of looked at you for about 3 minutes, just sitting there. I think she was sort of insinuating, since you're not playing, can you get up out the chair?
I don't know, she was staring at me for a long time, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I got dreadlocks, I'm 54 years old, people do that all the time, it don't mean nothing. Bad thing about it is I was sitting in the chair, and this lady was standing next to me, and I was looking down on the top of her head. She's pretty short.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm 6'4", so I guess that's okay for me to look down on you when I'm sitting in a chair. At least it wasn't a wheelchair. I felt kind of superior to everybody down there. That's
A lot of people in wheelchairs.
yeah, the place is full. You know, I think most people that go to casinos are not healthy young people. They're people that's, people that are healthy and young are out doing stuff that takes a little bit more endurance than sitting in front of a slot machine. But Mama goes down there every week, a couple times a week.
A few times a week.
Yeah, because we went there, in order for us to go eat for half price at the buffet, we had to take and get Players Club cards. And the lady at the desk said we had to use a Players Club card before midnight in order for it to be usable. You still got it?
Does it actually say Players Club?
Just a white card with your name on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Players Club, does it?
That's what it said. The lady said it was a Players Club card.
Oh boy, I think I lost mine.
Didn't you leave one with Mama, or you burned it up?
No.
So anyways, I told Mama I didn't want to use it, so she put it in, and she played it for a little while, and then she kept it. So she's got my card and her own card now, but I've got it so that if me and Mama go out to eat again, I can just show them that at the buffet table and get half price. You lost yours?
I don't know what the hell I did with it. But anyway, the Players Club, that's a place where you go. There was a movie made about it.
No, this one says Pearl Rewards White. I guess it's like a karate. You get a different color card whenever you get to the next stage. Mama's is probably black or gold or something like that.
And well, I think she's got my card. That way, if that's not a player's card. Damn. But
Yeah, we're getting rained on by acorns here, and it's been really bad. Like, we had a lot of bad weather a couple days ago, and I thought it would have washed all the acorns out of the trees. And sure enough, I mean, the ground is covered. I've never in my life seen 5 squirrels together on the ground in one spot. And maybe a week ago, I walked back here, and there was 5 of them just sitting there eating acorns right next to each other. But they're everywhere.
But it's better to have 5 squirrels in the yard eating acorns than have 2 in your wall building a frickin' nest.
I got them both.
I got them too.
Yeah, I heard you can get a trap big enough to catch a squirrel. I don't think mine are big. I don't want to torture them. If I could get
They have the traps. I went on the internet. It's just like the cat trap, but it's smaller. And what you do is you got to put peanut butter on it and something else.
I've caught squirrels in regular squirrel traps, but the space where the squirrels are at in my house is so small.
Can't get in there.
Can't get in there. So I got to use like a regular mouse trap or something.
Well, I've learned a good lesson though. When you hear them in the wall, don't go get a pistol and shoot it into the wall, because
Just makes leaks. You ain't gonna hit them.
You ain't gonna hit them, and your ears are gonna ring for 3 frickin' days.
Yeah, and yours just a little 22, ain't it? 23,
25.
25. Yeah, my brother got a 25. He shot it off in the house. A 25 in the house is like shooting a M80 in the yard.
Well, it destroyed my ears. People was talking to me at work, and all I could do, I'm sitting there, and this is what I heard.
Oh yeah, Mama took me one time. Me and Mama went to a pawn shop in Picayune, Mississippi. Just walked in, and she goes up and she points at a little gun, and she said, "Could I see that?" And I was with her, and she had already asked me to go pick out a gun for her when Daddy died. She wanted some way to protect herself. And she said, "How much is that?" And the guy's like, $300. And she went, reached in her wallet and gave man $300. I said, "Why in the heck am I doing all this research about what kind of gun to get? And you just grab the first thing you see in a pawn shop." But you got a good one. It was a little 38 special, and it had a small cylinder on it for 5 rounds. It didn't hold 6. And they called it, I think they call it a detective special, because you can wear it under your clothes.
Or Big Dick Tracy is that something? Little Dick Tracy.
Yeah, it's a Smith & Wesson 38, and 38 to me is a perfect round. I'm not a gun guy at all. I don't like guns, but at the same time, I kind of understand how they work. I'm like, "Mama, what are you going to do with this?" So if somebody comes in the house, I'm going to shoot them. I said, "You better make them go out of the house and then shoot them, otherwise you're going to be deaf." All right, so Sven, you came down for 2 days. Why didn't you come down for a week or 10 days or something like that? Because I know you got 6 months worth of vacation time at your job.
6 weeks, maybe.
Well, it's a question. Why didn't you stay?
Because I got to get back to my home and protect my house.
Yep, there you go. Paranoid about his house. I am too. I can't leave here because I'm scared to death of what people will do to my house while I'm not here. As if somehow they don't have the courage to come do it while I'm in here. I've had guys come over and, vandalize my property and poison my dog and poison my cat and kill my chickens with me sitting right there on the porch. So it's not like my presence is anything that scares them, But at the same time, I don't want to be anywhere else. I mean, look, even if I lived in public housing, surrounded by people that I didn't like, with nothing in front of me but lawn, I wouldn't want to go somewhere else. But being out here, I mean, what kind of person would go away from this and leave it? Just leave it. I couldn't do it. Isn't this nice?
Very nice.
It's one of the things. This thing's got resurrection fern all over it. And I know it's getting too dark to show anybody what that is. But I just saw a piece. After a bad storm, that stuff falls on the ground. Show somebody what this is. Because I go around picking this stuff up whenever it falls. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I can see it in the tree.
Oh, this is already grown, man. Look at that. It's stuck to the ground. Look at that. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And I knew this was called resurrection fern, and one time I come out here and all of it was dead, and I was so upset because I thought, oh my God, all my ferns are dead. But guess what happened the next day? They got resurrected. And I thought, aha! That's where the name came from then, I guess.
Yeah. Sturdy plant.
Yeah, I didn't want to damage it. I thought about putting up a tree house, or maybe just even putting a strap on there and hanging something to sit in. You know, I was going to take a trampoline and knit a cast net over it so that the trampoline ring was where the leads would be in a net, and then I could just come and sit in that thing and swing. And I got looking at the Friendship Oak in Long Beach, Mississippi. That thing has so many horrible scars in it from that treehouse they had in there. You know, they built that treehouse like 1925.
Tore up.
Stayed in there till Katrina.
How come when we passed there, I didn't even see the tree? Did you see it?
It didn't look like anything was wrong with it, but that boy that was cutting this grass the other day, we were talking about these trees, and he said, "Did you hear what happened to the Friendship Oak?" And I said, "No."
It got unfriendly.
Yeah, that's right. It broke in half. And for anybody who don't know what the Friendship Oak is, it's a tree not too far from here that
Planet
1491 or
At the
1489.
time, Columbus discovered, what was it, Haiti or something?
Yeah, he discovered Hispaniola.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Columbus discovered Hispaniola, the Friendship Oak was already a seedling or sapling, supposedly.
And when I was about 5 years old, my father took us to this tree. He always take us there, and we'd pick these little locusts. It had 1,000 locust shells off, and we'd pick them all and take them home for some reason.
What he calls a locust is a cicada.
Cicada.
Those are the things
But
that
there was hundreds of them.
yeah, well, they come out of the ground about once every, however, there's so many years, 7 years, 50 years.
They are on there every year, they'll come out.
They always are some.
I guess some of them come out this 7 years, the other one comes out the next 7
They got some kind of
years.
deal that happens. If the weather's just right or whatever, they all come out at one time, and there's millions of them, and it makes a sound. It's like it doesn't even sound like a sound. It just feels like a vibration. Have you ever been around that? It's like,
No.
It sounds like the whole earth is vibrating, and you don't know what it is until you go off of if you're at Walmart and you hear it, you don't know what it is, but you go off into the woods and they're just everywhere. The trees are covered with them.
And the next thing, Moses comes after they're all gone and says, okay, part 2.
Oh, no, that was the third plague was the locust, and fourth plague was
All right, 3rd and 4th.
the nose blisters, and then fifth plague was diarrhea.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, but anyway, I didn't finish the story about the Friendship Oaks. So one time my dad took us up there and he said, "Sons," he says, "I'm teach you a valuable lesson." He says, "Sometimes, I don't do this as much as when I was a juvenile, but I like vandalizing stuff." He said, "Let's write something into the little tree house. What should we put?" And I'm like, okay. He says, "I tell you what, let's put all of our first initials." He put EAR.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he proceeded to pull out a can of spray paint.
Did he?
Yeah. And then he started putting, I'm not going to say what he put on it, but yeah, he just started spray painting everything. And then he gave up. Don't you remember he gave us the can and said, just vandalize it somehow.
I don't remember none of that. I remember EAR.
Okay.
I remember him carving. And
then he pulled out a dozen eggs out of his pocket.
Now see, all this is lies now. Did we even actually carve into the Friendship Oak?
EAR. No, it was into the treehouse, but
Yeah.
100 million other people have did it.
Yeah, it wasn't really vandalism because that's kind of the way it looked. If one...
It was the Friendship Oak.
Yeah, it was...
friends come together and you mutilate the treehouse. But don't mess with the
tree.
Tree.
Never mind the fact that the treehouse itself had sunk about a foot into the branches and the bark was all rotted off there. And when they pulled it after Katrina, they went in and carefully took away all the pieces that were still left. And every place that a board was resting on that tree was a big square hole in the tree.
Mutilation at its best.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I remember EAR, him carving EAR. I didn't remember where he carved it. But we used to ride down there on those bicycles. When you were real little, when we were both real little, we rode, Mom and Daddy would both ride, and we had these little seats that from Sears and Roebuck's that you would sit in the back.
Yeah.
And then as we got older, we got our own little bikes that we could follow them on. And then after that, I think mostly no one rode except me, you, and Dad.
No. Then they finally got us each bicycles. I got a girl's bike. I used girl's bike.
That was because of Hurricane Camille.
No, it wasn't.
We went down to Schwinn and...
No, that wasn't. That was the black bike. The green bike was from Aunt Jeannie or Aunt Cora. It was Tony's bike, whatever one that was. And she outgrew it. So I got the green girl's bike. You got somebody
Did you even know it was a
bike.
girl's bike at the time?
No, yeah, so didn't know, but somebody told me.
Oh.
Then we was on the way.
On our way. I think, did we ride over on bikes after Camille, or we rode in a car?
No.
We got over there. You remember climbing over all that debris?
Yeah, it's because Dad was driving.
But all the houses had fallen into the road, and so there was just a mound of fallen houses in the street. So my daddy climb up on top of the house.
We lived right close to the beach.
Right. And so Daddy would grab one of us by the hand and pick us up, and then we'd get to the other side, and he'd climb down, and we'd jump into his arms, and we'd climb over another house, and so we could get down to Grandma's and make sure she was all right. You know, you're talking about...
And they had a piano in their yard. And then my grandfather opened up the case or something, the front to the piano, and there's a gigantic jar full of money. And my grandfather knew or found out whose money that was and gave it back to him. That was a different day and age. Probably wouldn't happen today.
Yeah, didn't he take the guts out of that piano and make it into a desk or something?
I don't know, but he returned all the money that was found, every penny of it, and it was a big jar of bills.
Well, I don't know if you know this. You're talking about Watergate and how every channel was on Watergate back when that happened. I don't know if you remember. We would go to Grandma's, and Barney Anderson would come over and say, they just did so-and-so on Watergate, and he'd run back in the house, and he'd sit there and listen to it for 15 minutes, and he'd come back out and say something else, and I'm like, does anybody care? I mean, Uncle Dick was sitting out there talking to him, but it's like Barney was all excited about politics stuff.
And he ended up dying in Katrina.
During Hurricane
Katrina, and then come to find out his wife survived, and then when somebody finally found her, it's like, who are you? What are you doing? Because she had Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, she didn't know who she was or where she was.
He was the caretaker, and he died in the storm, but his wife survived.
In Hurricane Camille, Barney Anderson came over to Grandma's house crying, physical crying tears, and he vomited out of fear because of the hurricane. Yeah. He made it back to his house. He swore he'd never do that again. And then he stayed there for Hurricane Katrina. And in the middle of the storm, same thing with Camille. He come out again, and when he got out onto his carport, the car was floating, and a wave came by, and the car crushed him between the car and the house.
While his demented wife was inside.
Yeah. Did you know that the car floated into him?
No, but how did she live through it in the water?
I don't know. I don't know how. She didn't go out. She was just sitting in there completely oblivious to what was going on. They came in, the kids came and got her, and they put her in a nursing facility. Or took her home or something. She eventually got to where she was like, couldn't breathe or whatever. They put her in a nursing facility.
And the question of the day is, since she didn't know where she was, she had not a clue what was going on anywhere. Okay, she survived Katrina. Was she lucky or was she unlucky?
Yeah, no lie. She could have gone outside with Barney.
Yeah. Either way, she wasn't here. But that's how life is.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek at this camera and see if you can even see anything in the
probably dying out now.
Viewfinder. I get about an hour on an SD card, I think.
Yeah, but it's
so dark.
Yeah, ain't no lights.
I can still see you a little bit.
Yeah, I miss my brother.
It's all right. I'll come visit you one day.
But no matter what happens,
I have to get a nurse to take me up there.
No matter what happens, I'll never come back here to live.
Oh,
Well, I shouldn't say that.
right,
but
because you never know. Something weird
something
could happen.
weird
but
could happen, or I'm in a spot and I can't do it myself. But as long as I'm able, I don't. And not that I don't like this place. It's just like I've been through Camille, and I don't think and you've been through Katrina, or at least the damage that it did, and I don't want to have any part of that.
I don't like it, but at the same time, it ain't like a big deal. We're
No.
high enough. I mean, the water where we're at right now was underwater, but not much. You know, my house was under. I think I got 3 feet of water around my house, or 4 feet of water around my house. But the house is high enough that it only got 2 feet inside the house, and it's a 2-story house. So if I'd have stayed here, I would have just gone upstairs. I would have been scared because in my mind I'd be like, where's this coming from? I'm not even close to the beach. Why in the world am I getting? And it was salt water too, because you could taste it. You know, when I opened my refrigerator, the drawers were full of water, and I just tasted it with salt.
And our mom lives 5-6 miles from the beach.
Yeah, Mama's 6 miles from the beach.
And half a mile down the road from her is where the water crested.
And a lot of people...
And people are coming up there in boats to get on dry land, because my mom and dad live on a hill.
Oh, did you need a refill on your thing now before we...
What?
Your drink.
Yeah, but it's back there.
I'll go get it.
No.
You don't want it?
No, I mean, it's dark.
It doesn't make any difference. Are you going home now?
No, but I don't want you walking all the way back. I say we just go back to your house.
Oh, yeah, let's all go. We'll just take... You don't have to take tripods. I can just disconnect this junk and...
All right.
And as always, if you don't want to survive, don't listen to us. That's how I end all my videos.
Same here.